week, we've been talking about careers that not too many Filipinos consider, but you know what? It's time to consider that, especially here in America. Filipinos, second largest immigrant group, next only to the Mexicans. Kaya po kailangan ipakita natin ang ating galing at kapangyarihan at lakas, hindi lang po sa number, hindi lang po sa size ng ating population, kundi in different industries that we can penetrate. This last Monday on the show, we talked to Filipinos in public relations. Yesterday, Filipinos in the arts. Ngayon naman, nako, favorite topic din nating mga Filipino, syempre, because we are in Hollywood. Filipinos in entertainment. Speaking of entertainment, producer Eric Araya, hello and welcome to Kababayan, LA.
Thank you, Janelle. It's good to be here.
And we are so proud of her. Most recently, we saw her on Glee. It is a recurring role, and she continues to represent for us, Miss Tamlyn Tomita. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hello, Happy New Year, Janelle.
I love the yellow.
Thank you.
And Arnel, the most hyphenated guest of Kababayan, LA ever in the 6 years. Dancer, choreographer, talent agent, doctor, occupational therapist. Meron pa ba? That's it?
Manager.
Hindi na magkasya.
Fashion designer.
Yeah. Oh, fashion designer
Yeah,
also.
fashion designer, yeah.
Kaba
Marketing,
Modern.
yeah.
But do you sleep, Arnel? And you also own your own nonprofit, or you run your own nonprofit?
Yes, Culture Shock International.
Okay,
yes.
let's start with you, Arnel, because at the same time, I would think that you also fulfilled your parents' wishes, because you're a doctor, you're an occupational therapist, so that one was satisfied.
It was interesting because, I mean, definitely growing up, I had the encouragement, obviously, to go into something in the health sciences. But eventually, you know, I tried so many things in the medical field, and by volunteering and doing different things, I bumped into my niche, which is occupational therapy, which isn't exactly what my parents had thought of in terms of medical school. But it was, I became a doctor in that field, and it was right for me. And I think that's what it's all about, is finding what's right for your passion.
When did you know, Tamlyn, that acting was right for you? Or do you know that? Have you made that determination?
Actually, I still have it. It's a lifelong process. When I was going to school at UCLA, I was studying history, and I wanted to become a teacher because history and telling stories was my passion. Is that kind of idea of like, oh my God, this is what happened to the Filipinos. This is how they became Pinays in America. Da 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 da. For any other group, for any other family, community, society. And when I was asked to audition for Karate Kid 2, I go, oh my God, this is a way of telling stories. And that's how it became my kind of vehicle to be able to continue to tell those stories. I'm one of those puppets, one of those actors, one of those role models that people see and go, oh my God, she's in that story. But they're always excited about hearing that story, becoming a part of that story, or identifying with that story.
Right.
So that's what became my kind of
You're
thing.
making the story come alive, right? And I think as a producer, Eric, that's also what you do. 10 years producing?
Absolutely. Well, 10 years in television production. Started in news, ABC News, working for Peter Jennings in 2020 in Primetime Live, and that gave me a really good background in storytelling, as you were talking about. And I think I realized later on that entertainment was really what I was more geared towards. I'm not really a hard news, politics type of journalist, as they say. But yeah, so I've been enjoying myself. I'm working at E right now, True Hollywood Story.
Right.
So.
I think the common denominator is passion. If you're passionate about something, we talked about this also last Monday with Filipinos in public relations, and yesterday, of course, the arts. But then how do you balance passion with livelihood, with making a living?
It's tough. It's tough. You know, my parents are in the medical field. My mother's a physician. My father was in the pharmaceutical sales. So there was some pressure to sort of pursue that as well. But I grew up in front of the television. It taught me how to read. And I was always fascinated. Sesame Street. I was always fascinated with storytelling and the medium. And I always liked writing, you know. And so that's what really my passion was, just to combine what I enjoyed, a hobby, with a career.
Right. Tamlyn, we hear about struggling actors a lot, especially when you're starting. And because it's so competitive, it is Hollywood, some of them never make it. Tell us about your struggling years. So did you even go through that?
Well, that's kind of I'm a very, very, very blessed performer. I never really had to struggle in terms of that kind of waitressing, kind of like the day job and having the actor job and trying to audition.
Right.
I've been so lucky, and I praise God for that kind of opportunity. I always have to say that and put it out. But I'm always very aware of my fellow actors and actresses who do have those kind of day jobs in their lives and the pursuit. You have to keep true. You have to be able to say, this is what I want to do. This is who I am, and this is what I believe in. I will do anything, pay anything to be able to continually to better myself and provide myself those opportunities to try to tell these stories.
So stick to it no matter what, but at the same time being open to different opportunities. And I think that's what you've been doing, Arnel. There's so many opportunities.
And they come to him too.
Tell us about that experience. Is it easy? I would think that because Tamlin said they go to you. Is it easy?
I think success is definitely built on relationships. So I think part of success is being true to who you authentically are and what your true passions are, and accepting different sides of yourself and embracing that. Because when you enjoy what you do, you succeed and you thrive. When you are fulfilling someone else's dreams or vision of who you're supposed to be, you're not truly alive. So for me, it's definitely about embracing what's authentic, but also collaborating and being creative. So working with other people and to make things happen. So like, you know, I manage Fanny Pack, Beat Freaks, and Kaba Modern, but I could never do that by myself. I have people that I work with and collaborate with to make it happen.
Right.
So I have balance.
Oh,
yeah.
Balance. Okay, so we talk about passion, we talk about how relationships are very important, but what about background? To get to the place where you guys are at now, what kind of background do you need? And we'll talk about that and just a little bit more when we return on the show. Don't go away.